guys, it's Leaks and Rumours talking to you here, and today I want to talk about the iPhone 14 because we have more information about this phone, and the iPhone 14 now is at least 6 months away, and we have got the iPhone 13 Pro Max in a new color, the green color, but I'm already thinking about the iPhone 14 because I was so tempted to upgrade for this green iPhone 13 Pro Max that I almost forgot that the iPhone 14 Pro Max was only 6 months away and it was not worth it to upgrade. And so I kept my Sierra Blue iPhone 13 Pro Max. But I'm very excited, and now I'm more excited than ever because I cannot wait to get my new iPhone in the house and I can review it. Because the leaks have been crazy lately. We got first in September, before the iPhone 13 even launched, John Prosser leaked the design of the iPhone 14, and according to him it would have a completely flat back, no more camera bump. But some YouTubers doubted it, just like Telusive Tech and even Randy Vasquez or Nick and Sweeney on the Telusive Tech podcast, and they talked about the fact that they didn't thought that the iPhone 14 would have a flat back. But everyone was talking about it, and it was almost accepted that even the iPhone 14 and 14 Max, the regular models, would have. But in the last few days, we got a leak CAD for the iPhone 14 showing the new pill-shaped notch and, of course, the back of the device. And what have we found out? That probably the iPhone 14 will look the same as the iPhone 14 Pro Max at the back. And so, yes, that's disappointing. No more flat back leaks. Let's see if John Prosser can fact check this. It's not 100% sure. Again, we are working with leaks and we have to take all of this with a huge grain of salt. But if you ask me, and if I had to bet, then I would probably choose the fact that the iPhone 14 will be coming with a camera bump, just because it is the iPhone 14 and is still not being rumored to be a complete redesign. Although it's rumored to be a cool redesign, remembering back to the iPhone 4, I don't think it will be a complete redesign, a complete overhaul, because display bezels will get kept the same. Although we will getting a new notch, I don't think Apple will try to innovate much, because the iPhone 14 models, the regular models, will be getting the old iPhone 13's notch. And talking about the regular models, that's something interesting that I want to tell you. Because recently, Min-Chi Kuo, that now is on Twitter, if you want to go check it out, you can go. Min-Chi Kuo tweeted the fact that he thinks the iPhone 14's, the regular iPhone 14 and the iPhone 14 Max will be having the A15 chip. What? The A15 chip? That's weird. That's not how it works. Normally Apple releases a new iPhone with a new chip. Why would the iPhone 14 keep the same chip as the iPhone 13? That doesn't make any sense, Min-Chi Kuo. You're probably wrong. Or are you? Because recently we have learned that we are in a chip shortage, and we have been in it at least for 2 years. And Apple, for the major part of their devices, has been kept out of it. But I think that it has finally catched up with them. TSMC, or Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturer, has released a note saying that all of their processors will be more expensive. And so Apple, together with inflation, is in a very different sweet spot. Because now they have to choose. Well, we put the same A16 on the iPhone 14 and we'll probably get less profit on it, or we put the iPhone 13 Pro and Pro Max's A15 here and we put the A16 on the more Pro devices, where it will probably be more expensive either, or they will probably have thicker profit margins. And so I think that, according to Min-Chi Kuo, they have chosen the first one, where they will put the faster A15 when compared to the regular iPhone 13's A15 on the iPhone 14. That makes sense. So there will be a jump between the iPhone 14 and the iPhone 13. They won't have the same processor, but they will be having the same generation of A15s. So one, it will be the beamed A15, and the other one will be the normal A15. Of course, this represents at least a 20 to 25% jump in GPU graphics and probably the same amount of CPU power. So this is quite interesting. Apple, it's the first time they will put a downsized CPU on the regular iPhone 14s since they introduced these 3 to 4 phones a year lineup. Before, they did the iPhone 5C, and there you had a slower chip, last year's chip, but that was a very budget-minded phone. Even with the iPhone XR, which was supposedly the budget phone, not the regular lineup model, we had the same chip, the A12. So now I mean, it's the first time in a lot of years that Apple is doing it. Let's see if they can get through it. Even the iPhone SE got the A15, but don't forget it's the bin version. So let's see what happens in September. If I had to bet, I think Apple is still putting the A16. This is one of those wild leaks that came out from Min-Chi Kuo, and sometimes is wrong. And I hope this is one of those times, because I don't know. I don't want to see the A15 on the iPhone 14. It doesn't make any sense, and I actually don't like it. Although Apple gets the excuse, I mean, the regular folk that have the iPhone 14 or buy the iPhone 14 don't really care about performance, because they would be buying the Pros instead. I mean, it's another reason to go for the Pros, not just the storage, the third camera, or even the 120Hz, which is not rumored to come on the iPhone 14. And so, what are we literally waiting for on the iPhone 14? Well, we are waiting for, on the Pro and Pro Max models, we are waiting for a new notch, which will have a pill-shaped notch. It will be a little downwards on the display, but it will be a lot smaller. So it actually is kind of interesting, and I cannot wait to see it. Then we will probably having 8K at 30 frames per second on the Pro Max models, or even the Pro models too. I think that the 8K is kind of a gimmick right now, because we don't have any 8K TVs, any 8K supported devices on the Apple ecosystem, so it doesn't make that much sense. But I do see why Apple is doing it. They want to future-proof their phones, and you have to push the needle forward. So yes, we will probably be getting 8K at 30 frames per second on that camera. We will probably be getting cinematic mode at 4K 60, or even ProRes at 4K 60. Let's see if Apple can fix that problem. Of course, the iPhone 14 and 14 Max models will be the best sellers, because they are cheaper. Even if they have the A15, no one will notice, or at least 95% of people won't notice it. So they will just buy the iPhone 14. It will probably come with new colors, it will probably come with more features to the CPU, and it will probably come with, I don't know, maybe a USB-C. Let's hope so, Apple. Let's hope so. But I'm not actually expecting it to come with USB-C. But this iPhone 14 model will be probably the most boring upgrade to the normal regular lineup in a while, just because they won't change the design, they won't change the CPU. Well, what will they change? The modems on 5G? That's it? I don't know. Let's see what happens. I mean, I'm actually very excited for the Pro models, because we are said that it will be getting even more battery life, not a bigger battery cell, but it's rumored that the new 5G modems will be even more efficient, which is actually very important, because I do use 5G now. There is 5G in my area, and I can tell that it kills my battery life way faster. Although this is a Pro Max, so I don't even worry about it, but I notice it that at the end of the day, I do not end it with 70% or even 65%. I started ending it with 35, 40%, and that's only by using 5G. But of course, these devices will be pretty cool. I would like Apple to introduce a new color with the iPhone 14s, maybe a bronze, maybe another midnight green, or even alpine green, like they did with the iPhone 13 Pro Max. That's a beautiful color, and I would buy that phone 100 times again. But let's see what happens. I will try to get one. I will try to sell this iPhone 13 Pro Max and buy one, but I cannot be more excited for the next 6 months of leaks of the iPhone 14. We will probably get confirmation closer to the event about the design. I cannot wait to see if the John Prosser leak was right, or even if this CAD is correct, because maybe they did this CAD out of just assumptions, like they saw some parts and they think, okay, the back probably will be the same, and they did those CADs, and they leaked it saying this is a very, very credible leak. I'm not sure. Let's see. All the leaks should be taken with a huge grain of salt. If you ask me what should I expect and what's my opinion that will come, I think that it will be coming with a camera bump. I don't see Apple making the phone that thick that it can cover the camera bump. It doesn't make that much sense, because Apple likes to do the phones the thinnest possible without compromising anything. So they want to make the phone the thinnest and lightest possible, but they don't like compromising in any single factor: battery life, display size. So they try to make the phone as thin as possible without sacrificing anything. And that's why I think that Apple won't make the iPhone sincerely bigger and bulkier, which the iPhone 13 Pro Max is just huge. It's bulky in the hand. For 90% of people that hold it, they say the same thing. And so, yes, let's see what happens. I cannot be more excited. And the thing that I'm more excited for the iPhone 14 Pro Max, well, that's the camera upgrades. That's the thing that I wish every year improves the better, because I like my camera. I use my iPhone to record my videos, if you don't know why. And of course, I am very, very excited to see if Apple can improve the cinematic mode that I'm using right now. Let me know in the comments below how it looks. And if Apple can improve the transfer speeds of the Lightning port, so I can start to use ProRes, of course, or if Apple can improve the regular 8K. Because if Apple can improve 8K, I might start editing on 8K. I like the 8K resolution. Let's see how it looks. I tried it out on the Samsung S22 Ultra. I did a review on that. You can check out on my channel. I did not notice the difference between the 8K and the 4K, and the 8K was so much heavier and it had problems with cropping and it was unstable. That was very weird. Let's see if Apple can introduce 8K as it should be, a very good video camera on a phone. And Apple is known by that because they have got the best video in the game, the best 4K 60 video in the game, the best cinematic mode or portrait mode video, the best support for video in general. Let's see what Apple does, because I'm very, very excited for the iPhone 14. And if you are too excited for the iPhone 14, let me know in the comments down below which is your favorite feature to come on the iPhone 14. Do you side with John Prosser's leak and you still believe that it will come with a flat pack, no camera bump, or are you more realistic and think that the iPhone 14 Pro Max, 14 Pro, 14 and 14 Max will look the same from the back compared to the iPhone 13s? Let me know in the comments down below, and while you're there, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and of course, follow me on Twitter. This was Tech Summer talking to you here. Bye.